Good evening. Welcome to your Ass Hurts News Network. Coming to you live from the tip top of Cock Tower Square with your host, Sergeant Friday. Sarge, good evening.
But good evening, Cletus. How are you on this fucking wonderful Monday?
I am fucking spectacular. It's probably the best Monday I have seen, and I don't know how long.
Couple of fucking Mondays at least.
Yeah, it's the only thing that would make today better is if Sebastian Rogers would come home. Short of that, I couldn't ask for more today.
I agree with you. It's quite the tragedy that Mister the young Sebastian is still missing, and it would probably help the young man if these tragedy pimps could stop being a bunch of fucking assholes and actually do something.
Well, it's I don't know. I think my analogy, but to cockroaches is pretty fucking true. In that this since the fucking meltdown Saturday night, they're like a bunch of fucking cockroaches looking for the exit, but they can't get the fuck to the exit because they keep running into each other. But the thing about cockroaches is they always fucking come back, right? And
Well,
maybe
yeah.
maybe
Once the lights
maybe
go
if they'll
off, there they are.
yeah if they'll come back, then maybe they'll come back and do this the right way.
And it's funny. I myself have made some points that are critical of Seth Rogers, the father of the missing child, in an attempt to point out to people that taking shots at him or Chris and Katie absolutely moved the fucking ball nowhere. And that by jumping into this and accusing these parents, regardless of which one you think has anything to do with it at all, but by publicly going after these people and digging into their pants, you can't become a lower form of life than that. That's just beyond comprehension. How is that relevant to this child missing? How about if we find the kid first and then point fingers once we know what happened?
Yeah.
Whatever happened to putting the fucking horse before the cart? Right?
No, that's true.
You have a conflict with your neighbor and just start fucking shooting? Or do you load your gun thinking this might be dangerous and fucking put it in your hip and then go have a conversation?
Right.
Right? You
That's
don't
it.
go in fucking guns a-blazing and then think you're going to solve any kind of fucking issue after you fucking slaughtered everybody. You know, it's the I listed a whole bunch of people. I just added Grays Hughes Investigates to the fucking Tragedy Pimps because here's a guy that can watch all the Idaho 4 proceedings and read all the fucking documents, and as piece by piece of the accusation gets torn up and thrown in the garbage, this guy's still running around Koberger's guilty. Now, to be clear, nobody knows if he's guilty or not except Brian. And none of the evidence so far put forward to the public supports the argument the state is making that he drove his car around, parked, and went in and killed them 4 kids, that he stalked those kids, that he was connected to them electronically. All of that has been found to be false. And in light of that information, that fucking moron won't even consider that whether he's guilty or not, the issue in this case is the conduct of the fucking police and the fucking state. Their actions are suspect. Whether he did it or not is for another day. But before we can even get there, how do you explain the prosecutor admitting the kid didn't stalk him when the PCA says he did? When all of the accusations against this guy, 12 trips to stalk, and no, it didn't happen. And yet, here's this fucking guy. He thinks he's an Gray Hughes invest. This guy couldn't find his ass with both hands in a fucking room, brightly lit, surrounded by fucking mirrors. So you've also got that shit going on, right? Where
Well,
people are unwilling to change with their perspective, and they're going to stick with a fucking idea because they believe in it. And any contravening information is ignored and thrown away. Imagine a guy like that on a jury. Holy fuck, I wouldn't want that guy on a jury.
that's what I was going to say. Gray is the only one that I will give some grace to because Gray, I did have the opportunity to speak with Gray about the Idaho 4 case for a little bit on Clue Show one day when he came on panel. And, he will acknowledge and accept that a lot of his opinion is based on belief and not necessarily fact.
Then he's not an investigator. Then change the fucking name of your show.
I don't disagree with that. I do
All
not.
right. I can't be a fucking scientist if I'm reading the fucking Bible and preaching scriptures. and then accept your theory of gravity and go back to preaching the fucking Bible. I get mad at people like that, mad. I'm passionately fucking irate people like that, okay? I don't want to hear that fucking shit. Don't just fucking agree with me to continue to sell your fucking point or to placate me. If I need to be placated, I'll hire an escort and get placated fucking properly. Even if she only got one arm, she can do the job.
Ah, damn it! You took whatever material I had for that as a follow-up, Sarge. You motherfucker.
Cletus?
Oh, yeah, I
No,
don't.
look at there's a guy I'm going to show people something. I'm going to show you guys something. All right. And this is something that's only possible if you have the fucking capacity to think. And we all have that capacity. So that's probably not a good statement. It's only possible, folks, if you're willing to fucking think. Okay. So let's see if this comes up. This is a short clip. It's a 3-minute clip. And it may put people in a sleepy fucking mood. But again, that's probably because you just have no capacity to fucking think.
Uh, oh, damn, Sarge.
Hey,
When you say rebuild the periodic table, what do you mean specifically?
Well, the way the periodic table is laid out, the periodic table they have now,
Let's see.
it looks like a
Pull up
box.
an image of it.
It looks like a straight box,
Mhm.
but they don't show that hydrogen has the same tone as carbon.
What do you mean by tone?
Same tone, same key of E. Same key of E, 40.5 hertz. The next one would be like 81 hertz. You go to silicon, it will double up and would be 162 hertz. You'll go to cobalt and it'll be 324 hertz. It's take the angles of incidence or the tones that they create, their color. Like you can turn color back into sound based upon it's the same wavelength, it's just twice as long or much longer. So all you have to do is keep dividing light by 2. You keep dividing light by 2, and you'll ultimately get back to the audible sound of it, because there was a relationship between light and color, sound and tone, matter and shape. Walter Russell's periodic table that he put together. Now you compare that to Mendeleev's periodic table, and you'll see something completely different. It's unwinding.
Whoa.
And you see there's a relationship that hydrogen.
So you had figured this out at a young age?
I had already seen this. This was all inside of that palace. I had access to it, and I knew the relationship.
You saw this in dreams?
I saw it as a circle. Everything was a full circle laid out, and each area was just expanding, like wrapping a rag around your hand. The first wrap, it's so tight. This is how I saw it more so, but as a vortex. You'll see there's a relationship between hydrogen, carbon, silicon, cobalt, rhodium. They're all bonded. They're all sit as the middle point between 2 noble gases. So those things don't really exist. It's only one substance. Now, the problem is the first thing that we're able to perceive is hydrogen. That's the first visible element, because before it is too dense for us to perceive it. You understand what I'm saying? As you reach into the next octave, the carbon octave, and they call that a bisexual tone, because the carbon has 2 tones to it. It has a negative side and a positive side. The part where lithium behaves, lithium is contractive, beryllium is contractive. Boron is contractive, but the moment you get to carbon, you balance it out, gets to a perfect balance of plus and minus 4. So it's a double tone. Nitrogen is -3, oxygen is -2, fluorine is -1. Now the balance of this, all of those are mates. Fluorine and lithium naturally mate. If you have lithium bonded with any other element, the moment that fluorine is introduced, it will break all bonds violently so it can bond with fluorine. Same thing with beryllium and oxygen. That's why it said, and what they've tried to keep from us, if you want to break water into its component parts of hydrogen and oxygen, all you have to do is introduce beryllium or the sound of beryllium, and oxygen will violently break away from any other thing, even hydrogen, to bond with that beryllium.
Now, I know that that's quite a bit off fucking topic of what people are normally hearing in true crime. But I wanted people to understand that the world isn't as complex as you think. And if you just read, the ability to understand and see what's happening around you is not that fucking hard. And you get people like these streamers that I listed. And what do they pay attention to? The fucking bullshit, the fucking drama, the ignorance. It's as if they have no capacity to go beyond the fucking. It's almost like having a chimpanzee fucking brain. And you got these dollies out there and these other fucking. How about that woman that was in Dago's show talking about 13-year-olds in a pub, and you can't blame the men. Well, I blame her for not calling the fucking authorities. What kind of a nasty fucking woman would tell you there's 13-year-olds in a pub and not be on the phone with the police? What the fuck is wrong with people? So you got sex trafficking to the tune of 500,000 fucking people coming out of this country every fucking year from that border being open. And you got people still voting for a guy that'll keep that border open to keep that sex trafficking going, which sex trafficking is the highest grossing business in the world. And then you got a woman in England or Wales. And then people in Dago's channel fucking trying to stand behind her and give her a little bit of fucking support. These people are sick in the fucking head. If you see 13-year-olds doing shit like this, you immediately call the authorities. Right? Cletus, am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Right? And here, this guy's a fucking childhood actor. And look at the fucking way he can think.
Yeah.
You think this guy's fucking his fucking father was Einstein. And he's just a normal fucking everyday person like you and me. The capacity for us to think is fucking infinite, and we all have that capacity. And then what do? You come out on the fucking internet where you have more power on this internet than all of mankind has ever been gifted, ever in its history, that we're aware of. We've been given a gift to communicate, a gift that could change the world. And what do? What do we got? Fucking some guy that's 3 foot tall and fucking heels, starting all kinds of shit, right? That fucking T-Rev. You got Pascal. These people add nothing to society. They detract from, they hurt your fucking society.
No, I agree.
And you guys are flocking to them by the hundreds of fucking, maybe the millions.
Well, and you know,
motherfuckers. Go ahead.
we all get drawn to them because of their personality traits that sort of mask the bullshit at first, right? So you got little fucking Jimmy Cricket, Dolly, aka Dolly Vision, that he's funny. I mean, he's a funny motherfucker. But once you see past the funny and you see who he really is, he is by definition a tragedy pimp. He cannot speak the fucking truth of something. He can do nothing but speak about shit that's going to outrage his viewers or antagonize victims to get them to speak. And when he goes to a point where he feels like he may have said something that could hurt the opportunity to antagonize a victim or go against his viewers, he takes his fucking videos down because he's a fucking coward. And at the end of the day, all he's about is the money. He gives not a fuck about any of this. T-Rev's the same way. T-Rev 757 will sit on streams for hours on end and fucking take calls from every fucking wackadoodle that can pick up a goddamn phone and dial the number. And at the end of the day, this motherfucker can't even keep a house.
You know, and listen, a lot of people, I seen some comments, and people are right. We are putting drama out into the system. And am I a troll? Be honest.
Hell yeah. You're
Fuck yeah, I'm a motherfucking troll, bro.
You are a troll god. Let's just call it what it is. You can't have a conversation with Sarge even offline and him not troll your fucking conversation himself. Even if the conversation is with him, he's going to troll you.
I have a natural inclination. I don't know where the fuck it came from, but I just have a natural inclination to take people's words and fucking smack them with it.
You're just a natural born motherfucker. That's just all it is to it. You don't even have to work at it. It's like a gift. I don't know from who, but it's a gift.
I don't know where it came from either. I don't know who my parents are. My mom, I don't know who my mama is. Somebody find my mama. And if you got her underwear, give it back.
You know, to go off and not to keep adding drama, but just pointing out the facts of the situation, right? In terms of the context of the conversation. Pascal's another one. that I'm talking about with his charisma, right? Pascal is a very charismatic and charming individual. But at the end of the day, when you step back, specifically in Sebastian's case, and you look at what's gone on over the past little bit, Pascal is the one that made the connection between a grieving father and Tony Mathis. Pascal is the one that has supported that. Pascal is the one that has lives and says, we're not going to do drama, but then goes right into the first question or first statement. Let's get into the drama.
Pascal he presents well, and he comes, you know, I'm going to say that people are going to take offense, but becomes a very articulate black man. Okay. For years, that was looked upon as being racist. Let me just say something to people. Being racist isn't what you think. Being racist is be stopping Pascal from getting gas. Being a racist would be not letting Pascal drive down a road or going to a theater or drink from a water fountain. That's fucking racist. I had this conversation the other night in private with a girl. If you don't like someone because they're fat, short, black, brown, white, yellow, you're allowed to not like them fucking. I mean, no one can tell you what you can and can't like. Okay? And that's the whole point of freedom of speech. You're supposed to hear the shit you don't like. That's what freedom of speech is there to support. It ain't there to support the shit you think is right. Okay? A racist prevents others because of a superiority fucking complex from trying to accomplish the same goals they might have. You can't go to the same movie as me. You can't sit in the same row. Sit in the back of the bus. That shit is racist. Not liking somebody because he's black ain't racist. That's a personal fucking choice, no different than I don't like fucking lobster, okay? And you're free not to like lobster. Now, I'm not saying I don't like Pascal because he's black. I don't like Pascal because he's a tragedy fucking pimp. Here's a guy that can take one side of the story. Here are a whole bunch of people that'll push a grieving fucking divorced woman. This guy's had 4 divorces. Of course they fucking don't like him, or they wouldn't have divorced the guy. And you're going to give this woman airtime to try to destroy Chris Proudfoot? The father, I don't give a fuck what word you put near that. The father of Sebastian Rogers, who's missing, and you're going to let this woman terrorize this guy? And you think you're doing justice and finding Sebastian? And yet, in the same breath, like not Dolly Vision, that fat bitch with the fucking horn.
Bullhorn Betty.
Bullhorn fucking blowhole Betty. Free fucking Willie. She should take that part in that movie. Right? She's going to fucking show you that you can't attack Seth because of morals, and then the next breath attack Chris and Katie. You can't have it one way or the other. It's all or nothing. You give these people the respect that their kid is missing, and your personal ideas to their involvement should be kept to your fucking self. I got a horrific past. Bro, I can make people cry telling them my fucking past, and I can make you fucking run away and not want to be near me because of my past. If you want to judge me based on what I did 30 years ago, have the fuck at it and get the fuck out of here.
Well, I'm going to say this in terms of anybody that bitched, because I saw your the comments under your channel too, right, talking about the drama and this and that. So here's the point of shining a light on the drama. And this is the hard fucking core reality of it. You've got in the Sebastian Rogers case, you've got one parent that's grieving and being fucking just fed upon. And maybe he's feeding them willingly. I don't know. It's really none of our fucking business. But you've got one grieving parent that is just being fed upon by these motherfuckers. And then you've got a stepfather and a mother who can't fucking come out and speak to people because of the fucking shitstorm that people will create. Because people on the 5.62 billion of you motherfuckers will stop at fucking nothing to take out every ounce of hate and fucking nastiness that's within you on them through a fucking keyboard. Not one of you that are willing to fucking bash them all fucking day have got the backbone or the fucking nutsack to stop, step back and look and say, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm being led astray by these fucking tragedy pimps that are listed in the description of this fucking video. And when I say not one of you, I'm not talking about the people that listen to this channel, right? There are a few channels and a ever growing number of people that are seeing the light and that understand that this shit is wrong. But my point is, pointing out the drama is what wakes these fucking people up.
These people are in full fucking retreat now, trying to circle their wagons to protect themselves. Look at that fucking. I never thought that Dolly Vision was funny. Now he does have some. He's got a quick wit like I do, and in some cases maybe even quicker than mine. All right, I don't think he's as effective as a troll as me though.
No, so, he's definitely not, and he's definitely not as good at fucking insults as Clue.
Right. So.
Oh my god!
Because Clue and I will both make fun of ourselves.
Yeah.
All right. I'm getting to the point now where I might start hanging out with fat chicks.
I'm sitting over here. I may get choked on the fucking smoke from the fire and the crumbling of the fucking empire that she just created a while ago.
Here's the other thing that's fucked up is Sebastian's on the spectrum of autism. So is Seth. And these people are tragedy pimping the father. Look, I understand this. When I went to the divorce, bro, I was so fucking entangled and embroiled and so angry with what was going on. Okay? The injustice of what happened, people using my past against me, it had nothing to do with me being a dad. Not a fucking thing. So fucking different. It was like night and day. And yet they were trying to use that against me in fucking court. You can't imagine how mad I was over that. And I couldn't let it go. I get where fucking Seth is coming from. And what a lot of people don't understand is people on the spectrum like us, it's even fucking harder for us. We can't let it go. How about that? Imagine if just sticking your fucking head out of a car window at 100 miles an hour, okay? And the wind blasting and bugs hitting your face. You can't pull your head back in. You people can. We can't. And here, look what you're doing to this guy. Look what you've helped this guy do. And then he surrounds himself. Here's the best part. All you assholes saying he surrounds himself with fucking criminals and losers. He started surrounding himself with you first. What does that say about you? Right? How are you any better than this guy, Tony? And it's insulting that guy's got the same name as me. I'm insulted to have that fucking asshole has the same first name as me.
Oh, that's I've been just sitting and laughing since Saturday at the way this all played out, because I'm like, what none of these motherfuckers that are crawdadding now seem to realize is they all got played by the daddy tragedy pimp. This shit played out exactly the way Tony Mathis wanted it to fucking play out. 100%. That's what he wanted. He got what he wanted, and now they're all continuing to give him what the fuck he wants.
And what is a tragedy pimp and a fraud do? He started out. What did he do, folks? How did he introduce himself? It's going to stop all of this bickering between the fucking going after parents, right? What did he do to fucking con you people? He started out with this fucking thing, and then people like even Dolly Vision got fucking mad that the guy was going to go on the fucking straight and narrow. Well, the guy never intended on doing that. Yeah. He was just fucking pimping you people, and you were like fucking hookers, right? Couldn't grab your fucking ankles fast enough to let Tony become part of your fucking circle. Unbelievable.
It's
it's beyond. Now here's the best thing that could possibly fucking happen is all of these people that have been fucking tragedy pimps wake the fuck up and start putting their resources to finding the search areas that like I know you guys went somewhere this weekend. I don't know if you had a chance to talk about it, but you went somewhere, you gave up flyers, you interacted with people that are relatively close to this location where the boy went missing, and these people hadn't heard of it. Fair enough?
Yeah, we went to an Amish community not far from there, and trying to spread the word a little bit, and it was, they didn't know about it. Now there were some people that were there that did know about it, but they were not locals, right? And I mean, it's it's like I've been saying for a minute, there of all of the people that are covering this case, of all the people that are watching this case, not one person has stepped forward that's legitimate and legitimately wanting to organize something and help him, right? And it's like I've thought about it myself, but I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But I'm almost at this point where I'm like, you know what? None of these motherfuckers are doing anything. Even an asshole like me that doesn't know what he's doing couldn't fuck it up worse than what they're doing.
Right. Listen, here's what I would see. I would see, and if this were me, I would be saying, okay, we know the police covered the 5-mile radius. I've got a little map. It's circular from the home where we know he was last and he went missing from. And let's hit these areas outside the 5-mile. Let's go 8 miles. Can we get 11 miles? Can we get 15 miles? You see, as a parent or as a person involved, that's what I would expect us as YouTubers to be doing.
Right.
Reviewing the fucking area where the kid started his last known location and working out in a circular fashion to conclude more and more until you got the entire state of Tennessee and hopefully eventually the entire fucking country. Yeah. How come we're not doing that?
Well, and at a minimum, right? I mean, in you know, a lot of the YouTubers aren't local, but like Pascal, right? Pascal's got a large fucking reach. He's got a lot of connections, and the best he could fucking bring into this situation is Tony Mathis. How about you use some of those contacts and connections to bring in a valid fucking team of people or a valid individual that can organize just your everyday Joe.
Not just that, organized. How about, there's so many talented people in the audience. Some of you 5.62 billion fuckheads, okay, have skills, irrespective of you being fuckheads, okay? And some of you could actually track how many fucking flyers went to this area, how many flyers went to that area, how many flyers in total have been fucking given out, how many of them were put up on poles, how many of them were put in fucking convenience stores and gas stations. This is what I keep. This is the only reason I'm on this motherfucking stupid social media with you cunts. Is to give you some fucking ideas that the power that you possess is godlike when it comes to the internet, and you jerk offs are using it to entertain yourself in tragedies.
Yeah.
Fucking mind blowing. Cletus?
No, I don't disagree with that. You know, and I have seen, you know, I will say there are some out there that I've seen in chats that make suggestions, make recommendations, come up with ideas on how to do things and how to organize things. And when I see them, I actually absolutely do make a fucking note of them and use them in my thought of how to help this situation better, right? But the thing about it is we all need to focus on how to improve the situation, how to have a positive impact on the situation, instead of, hey, can I pay enough money to where Dolly will put my comment on the fucking screen?
Right. Take that money and pay for printed flyers from a fucking printer. Make a deal with them. Listen, folks, it's aggravating in any of these situations that we've been facing. There's an infinite amount of our potential numbers to impact society as a whole. But you got to start small, and you got a missing kid, and you want to talk about what happened in Chris's divorce? Are you fucking sick in the head? I don't understand how people could be dragged. And then you got jerk offs like Dolly Vision and others telling you this is an entertainment channel. Well, then get the fuck out of true crime and go into comedy, you sick prick. Latest.
He can't go into comedy because the crowd can't fucking see him in the back.
Fucking guy.
Look
at fucking that little fucking T-Rev and all of these fucking people. It's just I put the names in the beginning. And those are just a taste of the names. There's not even close to the amount of people out here doing this. Gray Hughes Investigates, the Dolly Vision, T-Rev 757, the Pascal Show, J is for Justice, at Clutch the Pearls, Justin on TikTok, Bullhorn Betty, JLR Investigates, Trev Time 202. That's just a drop in the bucket of the fucking assholes that are out here that don't need. Look at, here's the best thing, you assholes. You could cure yourselves fucking instantly. You don't even need a doctor. Just stop being fucking you for a minute and start doing something for somebody the fuck else. Help fucking Sebastian. Help fucking Seth. Help Katie. Help Chris. And participate in a real search and real record keeping, a real understanding of what's going on the ground. Right?
And what
I mean, this is spring, early summer. Your farmers are out in their fucking fields. You know how many culverts and different things that they could look as they're casually driving their fucking tractor through the field? And a lot of that you assholes missed because they really started a couple of months ago. And this kid's been missing almost 3 months now. Just imagine all the fucking farmland out there that these guys were going to till. And I'm not talking about you're going to find the kid in the middle of the field. You might, but you might find them along the edges of the field, in the tree lines, in the tree break, the wind breaks, in the fucking irrigation areas. And these people don't even know he's missing. Why? Because 5.62 billion of you fucking jerk offs would rather talk about Chris having a CPS report against him. Right? In which the child was not removed from the home, nor was Chris arrested or fucking charged with anything. A child protective report that probably amounts to fucking normal discipline of the child. But you guys can't get over that. You got to turn him into a fucking child abuser, you sick bastards. And even if he is, here's the best part. Who gives a fuck? Let's find Sebastian. We'll deal with Chris later. Right?
And the simplest action that the 5.62 billion could fucking take is simply demand better from the creators that they follow. Demand better from Dolly. Demand better from the Pascal Show. Demand better from JLR. Demand better from Trev Time. You know, all these fucking people, if
they got to reach,
all of their followers went into their chats and said, why don't you do something positive for him instead of spreading the fucking bullshit about his family? Imagine that. Imagine if everybody that followed them demanded better to the point where if they don't, you quit watching. You quit watching them for one fucking day, they will listen.
I always said that the problem for the people online, the big problem with social media is there isn't somebody out there willing to tell you you're fucked up to your face and that there is an easier, simpler fucking way to do things. A more productive way, a rewarding way. That's the only reason I started this fucking stream. This is one of the only places you're going to come where you're going to hear us not only tell them people they're a bunch of fucking jerk-offs, but they can shed their jerk-offness, okay, by just simply doing the right fucking thing. Think about it. What's the fucking goal here? Find Sebastian. How are we going to do that? Oh, let's go after Chris and Katie. You fucking assholes. Let's find Sebastian. Right. Billboards, flyers, areas that we haven't reached, we haven't touched. There's a million things that we could be doing. We may have found them by now. No. What you guys want to do is get on fucking Bend Verified and start digging into the fucking past of people, right? Unreal. And you're right. This is the viewer. It's you guys, you the viewers. Fuck the name Trev Time and fucking Blue Whale Betty and all them other fucking jerk-offs. They're only going to do what you're asking them to do, and your ask is going to be based on what you're putting in chat and what you're putting money in their pocket for. Look at all the money these people have made. And how much of that is... Do you honestly think Pascal was sending fucking money or doing anything with that money to help find fucking Sebastian? Do you think he fucking went out of his way to go to that location to help Sebastian? Do you think he's trying to help himself in the eyes of the viewer?
No, that's exactly. Look at how many times he's come to town to do anything. He came one time this weekend because Seth asked him if he was gonna be there, and he said, "I'll be there." So at that point, he's obligated. So what does he do? Right. He shows up and fucking live streams.
And even Seth, listen, put it behind us, folks. Fuck Seth's personal issues between him and the fucking other parents. It's none of our business, and he shouldn't make it our business. Don't make your problems mine. That's a simple rule to live by.
And imagine what would happen. Imagine the minds that would change. Justin on TikTok is one that really fucking the whole concept of what happened on his show, where the fucking Sebastian's worst moments in his life got put out on the fucking internet. Now, it was allowed to be, and it was on his fucking channel. And my understanding is from something I saw on one of his things, he's got over 1 million fucking followers on some platform. And this fucking dickwad lives here. And the best he could fucking do was allow Sebastian's worst moment to be put out on the fucking internet.
Right.
That's the best he could fucking do in this situation.
Let's not forget, you folks have actually cornered the Proudfoots and stuck them in their house. And then you're going to come out here and complain they're not out there searching. I would go out searching with an Abrams fucking tank, okay? That's what it seems like these people need to have. They need to we need to pitch in, buy these fucking people in Abrams, A1 fucking 2, and let them go search for fucking Sebastian on their own. Just get out the fucking way or they're going to run you over. Well, it's horrific what they've done to these parents. Whether they're involved or not is none of your fucking business until it is.
Well, and I heard something on Dolly's show today when he was playing Clues live, even though he wouldn't give her fucking credit, playing the one where Chris called in Saturday night. And something he said,
I wish he'd
really,
call in here.
Fuck him. I wish he'd just show up. So
I wish Chris would come in here.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Dolly.
I want to see what Chris thinks. I don't think Chris would disagree with this at all.
So Dolly said something today. He said, go have a vigil with a bunch of bikers. He was like, if I was there, we'd have had them bikes and we'd have rode up and down Chris and Katie's street until they fucking answered the question. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, yeah, we rode up and down their street ourselves. We filmed their house ourselves. We did the same shit that these motherfuckers out here are talking about. But what all of us need to realize is instead of riding up and down the street to intimidate them, what would be wrong with everybody riding up and down the street in support? Pull up to the street, come to the door as a fucking group and say, how can we help? Not, where's the baby?
Yeah,
imagine
when I heard him say that, I wanted to reach to the fucking screen and just start slapping that guy, both fucking forward and backward. What's the matter with these people? Didn't Bullhorn Betty and him do something like this already with somebody?
Yeah, they sit outside of Quentin Simon's parents' house, fucking yelling and doing
and
all
how did
kinds
that
of
turn out?
crazy shit.
Were those parents involved?
They were. The mom was. She's in jail. But at the end of the day, look, being right in the opinion doesn't justify the fucking actions that were taken.
These people are sick in the fucking head, man. All that time, all that energy, and he wants to go stalk Chris fucking Proudfoot and Katie Proudfoot because they think they have something to do with the disappearance of the child. Look, I don't object to your thought. I object to the way you act on that thought. It's like I've said to people about money. Money is not evil. It's how you interact with money that's evil. Not the money, you. You're going to lie. You're going to cheat. You're going to steal. Okay? That's evil. You're an evil fuck. The money is just a fucking piece of paper. And when you have information like this, you don't act against it. You just don't do what people are doing. And to give Seth the fucking bullhorn to go out against these people and attack these people like that, you're just a bunch of sick tragedy pimps. And they don't have to be.
No, they don't.
Fuck riding up and down the street. Get all these bikers to go to different towns on their way in. You know what I'm saying? So have a fucking pool. Show me you printed 100 flyers. We'll send you $10 for your ink and fucking paper. Take fucking selfies of you putting pictures up. I mean, have fun with it. I know it's a tragedy that, go ahead.
I was going to say, I mean, imagine what I just said, right? Imagine the amount of fucking people that have watched these people ride up and down the streets and take fucking shots at Chris and Katie or capitalize off of Seth's, whatever you want to call what he's done, right? But they've capitalized off of it. Imagine not only the money, but the impact that would be made if these people supported and pushed. Let's get a group of people together, go to Chris and Katie's subdivision and ask, how can we help? Imagine the fucking impact of that. Not only would everybody tune in to watch it, but imagine the positivity that would put amongst the fucking people that do watch. Like, I can remember when I was a kid, right? I would turn on the news and I would see shit that was going on that's positive. You don't turn on fucking YouTube. You don't turn on the news and see shit that's positive. You see all this fucking tragedy because the 5.62 billion fucking people demand it. Change your demands, you'll change the supply.
I'm gonna jump a little bit off into a territory that's slightly different. It is political. And I had anyway, let me just say this. All you fucking tragedy pimps in the news, all of you, okay? All of you are no different than the tragedy pimps in that list. And there's many more I haven't listed. Those people in the list do exactly what CNN does and Fox and MSN and all the other fucking assholes. They're tragedy pimps. They thrive on fucking lying to you. Today, if you paid any attention, they've gone after ex-President Trump 92 lawsuits, 92 fucking cases. They've lost fucking all of them. They're losing their biggest one here in New York now. Their main witness was caught lying over and over again and stealing from Trump. But he's the guy that's going to tell you Trump is a crook. And yet all of you fucking people that voted for Biden are licking the fucking floors and the feet of CNN and them fucking jerk-offs And all you people on the other side are licking Trump's fucking ass like he's going to be your savior. And in the end, you're both fucking wrong. Whether he's innocent or guilty, nothing's going to change because none of you motherfuckers are willing to change. You get what you give. You understand? 5.62 billion jerk-offs? You get what you give. You have a corrupt government. You have people on Dago's channel talking about 13-year-old girls in a bar not doing anything about it. You get what you give. The sex trade's the highest grossing industry in the fucking world. The stealing of people and selling them, enslaving them is the biggest business because you get what you give. You lazy, no good motherfuckers have the power of God with the internet. And what have you turned it into? Cletus?
The worst of us. Each and every. And when I say you guys, when Sarge says you guys, it's not I mean, we might as well be talking to a fucking mirror. We've all got the capacity for it. We've all done the same fucking thing. It's just about bringing awareness to the fact that it don't have to fucking be that way. It does not have to fucking be that way. We have it in us to be fucking better than what we're being. We have it in us to use the internet for information and to do something positive. And what do? We super chat a fucking 4 foot tall wackadoodle that wants to sit and make fucking soap calling out the mother of a missing child. Why? Why aren't
why is the child?
Why aren't we saying, hey, and if you're going to go to fucking Tennessee to look for the child, why don't you post where you're going to be, a meetup, so that we can all get together and go search? Not so that you can have a meet and greet at a fucking dinner we can come meet you at because you're so fucking famous and powerful.
Dude, it's 1,000 times easier than that. 1,000 times easier than that. Why don't we just use the internet with all these fucking jerk-offs in the chat room sitting next to us, right? I don't need to know where you live. But if you're in Tennessee or near Tennessee, maybe you can hand out flowers and start promoting it in your area. And we can actually, using the internet, get this stuff to move across the entire state. Simply easier than showing up for a vigil. Easier than putting feet on the ground, right?
That's right.
Who's calling convenience stores and saying, I'm going to fax you over fucking some stuff about a missing child? Do you mind fucking posting it? I'm going to mail you free flyers. Can you please put it up? And please take a selfie of yourself with the flyer when you put it up so I can put you on my fucking channel. Right? Everybody wants to be seen and heard. We all have that fucking common need. You could use this fucking internet, folks, to do things that you can't even imagine can be done. And you're stuck with these jerk-off fucking ignorant tragedy pimps that are entertaining you over, for instance, the Idaho 4 horrific fucking murders. That stupid fucking crime circus is back around again. That same fucking piece of shit that had people chasing tunnels and granite. The fucking ground was made of granite. There was no tunnels under that house. You'd have needed fucking dynamite to put tunnels under that fucking area. You got a guy screaming there was blood on a roof. You got a guy talking about parachuting in. Yeah, and you guys are giving that guy 50, 60, 80,000 views, you sick bastards. What the fuck? Cletus?
I was waiting for it. Cletus? No, it's tragic what we fucking allowed ourselves to become, all because of the most powerful tool we've probably had to better ourselves with. We've fucking used it to capitalize on the worst of ourselves.
We turned it into look at, and I'm trolling all of you fucks because you all deserve it. Okay. Now, a lot of you that have come in here, I could say that maybe out of the 634 fucking subscribers, 600 of you are fucking a little bit beyond being part of the fucking mess. But look at, I'm susceptible to the same fucking chaos. I'm susceptible to the same images, the same fucking stories, and the same bullshit that you are. I'm not better than anybody, nor am I smarter than anybody. But I refuse to let this child go missing. And all you assholes come out here saying you're here to find Sebastian, and all the fuck you talk about are the parents. How is that fucking, it's not obvious to people? Cletus? That is my favorite thing to do, go off on a fucking rant and then just, Cletus?
I know it. I don't know. I don't know about it, Sarge. It's Clue and I were talking last night about going and making figuring out how to track down where we can how we can track where we've gone and go and fucking go door to door like we've been talking about doing. And I think we very well may do that here in the coming days, real soon.
Look at
what?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
What is he? It's government mind control, aka propaganda, aka Operation Mockingbird.
And the best thing about that is that's the most brainwashed statement I've ever seen. And that person doesn't even know because they've made it several times. They have no idea that entire fucking thought is brainwashing.
No, I do agree with what you're saying. I mean, we're blaming it on the government, right? Just like we can sit and I'll say it like this: it's very hard at times for me not to go off on the fucking creators. But at the end of the day, the point of it is the government's not who's fucking brainwashing us. The fucking creators aren't who's brainwashing us. They're not the ones at fault for the propaganda or any other fucking program of bullshit that's out there. We're the fucking problem for consumers.
And the viewer drives the narrative. The viewer drives, we have been conditioned to think everything is entertainment. And if you notice, go open up Yahoo News and look what it's about. It's about entertainment. You know what I mean? That's all it's about. This last one, Snoop beat his woman. I don't even want to care to look at. That's a fucking personal fucking problem that should be done with the local police. I don't want to talk about it. Men fucking do that. There's a lot of losers out there, ladies. Okay? I don't know. Maybe in your relationships you need to fucking be armed 24/7. I don't know who the fuck you're picking to be with. I don't want to know. But you need to be smarter than that. And I don't want to discuss what that guy did to his woman. I don't agree with it. But that isn't news. You know what news is? Okay, news is Sebastian was found. That'd be news. News is we've expanded our search radius to include the 1,100 miles from his home. That would be news. Not the fucking idea what Chris did or didn't do. Who graduated high school, who didn't. It's fucking sick. You've allowed yourselves to accept entertainment as a platform of information. And you've turned into a bunch of fucking wounded, sick fucking animals. Cletus?
Well, Golf's comment up here, 12 Gauge is a very show about cases, and he has 4 people viewing the show, even though you get more information and facts. And I will say this, right? I think Detective 12, as I'm going to call him since he changed his channel title to 12 Gauge Investigative, Detective 12 is probably one of the best content creators when it comes to laying out content that is something that can be consumed and is relevant and is valid, right? Yes. And I mean there are things in there that are his opinion, but he clearly states that, right? And he's not pushing it down your throat. It's not the meat of his content. And Golf's right, he gets 4 viewers, right? And at the end of the day, that's because there's 3.2 thousand of you and of us, including me, too anxious to go feed fucking Dolly because Dolly got to eat.
Dolly got to eat.
12 Gauge won't even come up in your feed because you're fucking watching shit like Dolly Vision and T-Rev, and you're watching all this fucking shit that feeds you nothing but bullshit and drama and nonsense and fucking hate, when you should use the internet for information. And 12 Gauge absolutely does provide information. 100%.
I'm going to say something.
It's good. It's good bedtime fucking if you want white noise sometimes.
Poor guy. No, he gives a factual based understanding of some of the forensics, some of the things that are important to know when you're looking at a case.
No, he does. I'm just fucking with him because his voice is very calm and soothing. You know what I mean?
So does what's his name there that people don't care for a lot? Gitta.
Yeah.
Gitta Clue. Yeah, he's kind of a dickhead. I don't think he's as skilled or qualified as a dickhead as I am. But he's capable as well. And a lot and look, you don't gotta like people. And you'll like people when you find people with common ground. I don't want to talk about Chris Proudfoot or Katie. I just don't. There's nothing in it for me. And if what's in it for me is money, folks, you ain't got the money I need. I got all I need and then some. I don't need it.
Carl's statement on the screen. I know the viewer dictates the narrative, but I do believe propaganda has been a big issue for years before I was ever born. So let me give you something to think about. Drugs have been a big issue before any of us were fucking born.
Oh yeah, going back for
Drugs aren't the fucking problem. Our weakness and desire for that drug is the problem. It's the same thing with what you're labeling as propaganda. Our desire for it is what allows it to continue. Imagine if people never had a desire to escape from their reality and chase drugs. Drugs would go the fuck away. The same thing is true for people having a desire to consume the fucking bullshit that these tragedy pimps put out. If you stop desiring it, they will go the fuck away. And they won't go away. They'll actually change into something productive.
You know, the thing about propaganda is the victim is the fucking propagandist. Now, let me be very fucking clear. The reason why, and you guys, I'm going to say that the only thing Dolly Vision has ever done that I can see a grain of wisdom in is by not mentioning Illuminati. You see, no, let me finish. This is important. He gives a perfect example of not spreading propaganda. In other words, he knows that by mentioning her, people are going to run to her channel. Propaganda is spread by the victim. Your engagement of it spreads it. Your engagement of it gives it fucking wind. Your engagement of it gives it flight. You have to change the subject. When you talk about a windmill or solar power or fucking electric, you must not engage global warming. You must only engage the merits of these proposed solutions to be introduced into society, and fuck the reason why they're being introduced. You take them on the merit of what they are. And that's how you're supposed to think. You don't let other people's beliefs, you don't let other people's opinions influence you. And Dolly Vision's doing exactly what you're supposed to do against propaganda. Now, I'm not claiming Clue is propaganda. But that's a perfect real life example that you're all seeing happen in real time. And he's smart enough to know that not to mention the person that he dislikes name, because me mentioning these people does give people the inclination maybe to want to go see why I'm saying that about them people. Therefore, they get more viewers and more money. He knows this. He's very attuned to that. But that's exactly how global warming propaganda works. That's exactly how big oil fucking propaganda works on the other end. Your engagement of it, your discussion of it makes it real. Fair enough, Cletus?
That's fair.
And there's so many other things to talk about here. I don't give a fuck about the parents. Find the boy. How do we find the boy? We work together. How do we work together? We use the internet. We use social media. Right?
And that's where we all run into it. Because I do believe at the core, people that are interested that took an interest. In the beginning, I remember it was absolutely that way. When Sebastian first went missing and there was a massive amount of attention brought to it, there was a lot more focus on finding Sebastian. But then it became about the drama. It absolutely fucking went sideways about the drama.
And it's insanity. And it's we, the viewer, are the ones that make propaganda exist. The war in Ukraine is a propaganda war that the West started, not fucking Russia. Russia did not start that fucking war. But too many of you are too fucking ignorant to debate the propaganda or to accept the propaganda as truth and not read a fucking newspaper from the fucking areas of the world there. None of you are reading fucking articles from Poland and fucking other countries that neighbor Ukraine. None of you. You're listening to the mainstream media or the opinion of some fucking jerk off on the internet like Dan Bongino. Okay? These people are not giving you fucking information that you can make a good decision on. They're giving you the information that you've been fucking propagandized to hear and argue about. That's the problem with Joe Rogan. That's the problem with Tucker Carlson. Russell Brand. Those people that I just mentioned you're talking tens of millions of people connected to them. And what are those assholes doing? Nothing. Imagine the fucking power those people have. if they got their audience to start responding in a way that was responsible to themselves. Fuck your neighbor. Just be responsible to you.
We'll start there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, where else can you start, right? Fuck your neighbor. Be responsible to yourself first and everything you do. It's not that hard of a life to live. It's the simplest way to live. You don't got to worry about fucking lying. I'm not telling you if you're cheating on your wife, run home and tell her. Tell me so I can go bang her. But other than that, look, keep it to yourself. Please.
No, that's I don't think there's a truer statement said than be fair to yourself first. Fuck your neighbor. Be fair to yourself first. And when you said that, I'm thinking about the golden rule. I think everybody has heard, right? Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. Well, how could you help anybody? Let's take true crime, just true crime, for instance, right? How could you possibly help a neighbor of yours that's a victim of a true crime when you won't even fucking turn off the tragedy pimping that goes on fucking YouTube? Because in all reality, you're inclined to go talk to your neighbor to get fucking drama, to go back and feed the fucking tragedy pimping. Or because you have a desire to hear the drama because of you're so trained to consume tragedy pimping. And at the end of the day, you've done no fucking good for yourself or your neighbor or the tragedy pimp themselves. You've allowed them and supported them in making themselves a worse fucking person.
Let me just say, if 2 miles a day were searched since this kid's gone missing, right? You'd have about 172 fucking miles from that house searched. Right? And what have people done? Instead of putting 2 miles a day on the fucking map, they've put in fucking they put 1 million fucking man hours into the fucking social media action.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to find out which parent's better than the other. I don't give a fuck how these people parent, who they parent, when they parent, I don't give a fuck about anything Chris did or fucking Seth did. I don't care. We shouldn't care either. That's a question to be asked after the boy is found. Not before, not during, but after. It's putting the fucking cart before the horse. And you guys, you literally have the voice of fucking God in your control with the internet. And look what you've been fucking turned into. Look what you've allowed it to be turned into. Yeah, government has a lot to do with this. Your entertainment industry has a lot to do with this. Your drug cartels, your fucking sex traffickers, all these jerk-offs have a lot to do with what you're exposed to out here. But it's you, the viewer, that engages it and that continues it and that multiplies it. Not them. You. And you're the one that needs to be fixed, not the fucking jerk-offs that I listed in this fucking chat earlier, okay? They're responding to you. These assholes, okay, don't need to remain assholes the rest of their fucking lives. And you can change them, the viewer. Cletus?
That's right. If you want to fucking truly support them, demand that they change.
By your actions.
Right.
By your statements, by your perspectives. Not just by telling them to change to do it for you. You have to be that to get that. You get what you give. Whew. Cletus, I'm a non-religious guy that preaches like a fucking pastor.
I'm telling you.
Right?
I'm telling you. Oh, you need.
I'm non-denominational dude.
You know what? When you start from now on, when you go off on a tangent, and then you say Cletus, I'm just going to answer with, "Can I get an amen?
Can I get an amen?" Oh my! Can I get a "I'm American"? Is what I want to hear. What's the amen, bro? I'm not supporting any religion. You know, maybe you should say that. Can I get a "I'm American"?
Well, amen translates to "so shall it be."
So shall it be.
That's right. I looked it up not too long ago.
We're not going to hang up on each other tonight. You know why? And he's gone.
No, I'm not.
There he is. Because tonight we're gonna let the streamers know that there are exceptions to the rule, right?
How so?
Well, we're gonna forego that, and we're gonna say good night. It's the hour's up. It's been a fucking joy, and we do need to get Chris Proudfoot on here. So work on that, would you?
I will. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, see what you can do. In the meantime, to all of you 5.62 billion that ain't listening to us, you're gonna hear it. You ain't gonna hear it from Sarge or Cletus. You're gonna hear it from your fucking neighbor pretty soon. Because this information, this idea, these points are going to be heard. It'll only be a matter of time.
That's right. Look at how many people have come to consume it and subscribe to get notified to come back for more in just a very short amount of time, right?
Right.
Yeah. So there is hope. There is hope.
There we go. Well, thank you for coming out, Cletus. We'll see you again tomorrow night.
Yep. Thanks.
All right. Good night.